Hello again. Just in case viewers might not have noticed, I will take the liberty of mentioning that black people and white people often wish to spend their money on different things, as well as devoting their leisure time to different activities. Walking in the countryside, for instance, is not something which many black people do as a hobby, although it is popular with many white people. Attending charismatic churches, on the other hand, is popular with black people, but not nearly so much with those who are white. This is alarming to some middle-class white people with too much time on their hands, because they imagine that racism is preventing black people from going for country walks, and that this is a problem to be dealt with. I think Ramblers Association know who I'm talking about here, because they are convinced that the countryside is racist. Owning pets is another of those things which varies between different ethnicities. In America, researchers found that owning a cat is 5 times more common among white people than it is among African Americans. I give a link in the description to this video to a piece of research about this in America. In Britain, the situation is much the same, with white people being far more likely to own a cat or dog than either black people or Asians. There are various reasons for this. If you take dogs, for instance, many Muslims believe that dogs are haram, they're unclean, that they should be avoided. Caribbeans often tend to keep their kitchens far cleaner than white English people, and so the idea of having a cat or dog in there is anathema to them. They're just a couple of examples of reasons why some minorities might be less inclined to keep pets than white British people. Also, there's the question of income. If you're not very well off, you might not be able to feed a cat or dog. You might not be able to afford it. And as we know, black people tend to have lower incomes than white. Now, most people know this, but the charity Cats Protection are worried because not many black people show any interest in their work or want to take in a cat. They have attributed this to institutional racism and are accordingly determined to ensure that black people have equal access to cats and become involved with their charity. In the description to this video, I give a link to an advertisement for the job of Equality, Diversity and Inclusion Specialist for the Cat Protection Society, used to be called the Cat Protection League. They will be paid almost £1,000 a week to tackle this problem. I can explain to them in 10 minutes where the difficulty lies, and it's not at all to do with racism, but I doubt that they would like to hear my views on the matter. This charity has an income, by the way, of £70 million a year, nearly all of it from legacies in wills and donations from the public. One cannot help wondering if all the little old spinsters who leave money to the Cat Protection League in their wills realise that the best part of £50,000 is being squandered on this idiocy. If black people wish to buy a cat, then of course nobody is preventing them. I do not believe that there are racist pet shops who will refuse to sell a cat to a black person, any more than I believe that animal charities are institutionally racist because black people don't volunteer for them. This is more a matter of income and class. If you are a man working long hours to feed your family, you don't have as much leisure for volunteering as a middle class wife might have. This whole business of hiring equality and diversity and inclusion champions or specialists is spreading through charities which are predominantly white and middle class. The Ramblers Society is absolutely obsessed at the moment with the fact that not so many black people go into the countryside, but I think I ought to do a separate video on that. It's becoming really a weird situation.